So here we are in the wonderful garden. As you can see, thousands of sunflowers, Mexican sunflowers, cosmos, wildflower mixtures. Unfortunately, the storm has knocked a lot of them down. This is the last garden, one of the last two gardens that I planted later than the rest of them. I like to stagger the bloom time so I can enjoy them and so that the pollinators can enjoy them even more for their survival. As you can see, there's just dozens of pollinators everywhere. I would really like to know where they go and where they come from, and I would really like to know how much I helped. I mean, it's just, they're everywhere, you can see. Beautiful. Of course, I believe that these are carpenter bees or yellow bees. I honestly probably should know more about bees. But I grow these strictly for the pollinators. No picking, no benefit to me, no honey farming. This is strictly for them because of how much we as a culture have taken from them. We kind of owe it to them, in all honesty, because without them, we wouldn't even have food. So these are beautiful Mexican sunflowers, Tithonias. Of course, they're wet. They're normally more bushy and they're not so dome-like. And it's just, they're really beautiful. I noticed the pollinators and all the butterflies love them more than anything I've seen on the common everyday sunflowers. Beautiful autumn beauty right there. Beautiful. It literally is like walking into heaven. It's just so nice. We got cross-pollinated ones. Of course, a lot of these are going to be needing to be harvested because they have fallen down, as you can see. Got beautiful bouquets, natural bouquets. There's no need to cut them. Just walk to the garden and look at them. And you can have them for, 3 weeks instead of 3 days, There's such a harmony with all of it. You got the beautiful zinnias, the lion-like marigolds. I really love those. And they don't smell like common marigolds. You got the blood orange cosmos. You notice the little red around the rims. Then you got the yellow ones. They look a lot better when they dry, but it just has rained. And there's another natural bouquet right there. Let me see if you all can see this. Beautiful, beautiful natural bouquet. It just looks down at you like, hello, these are all my friends. We live here now. This year has definitely been a year of a lot of healing. And ooh, there's some seeds right there. I gotta harvest a lot of these, man. More pollinators, of course. Oh, there's one. This year has definitely been the year of a lot of healing compared to last year. And I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to be welcomed to plant my garden here. Most people want the manicured lawn and the sterilized kind of perspective of life and gardening. Sometimes you don't get a pretty flower. And there's beauty in that. There's beauty in knowing that. It's about respecting the whole process from birth to death. And from what I understand, my perspective is nothing really dies. But that's just my perspective. I plant in a way that is very efficient without pesticides, herbicides, and all those other sides, even political sides. Just kidding. Actually, no, I'm not. Oh, there's a beautiful Mexican sunflower that fell on the ground. Gorgeous foliage. You can see. Let me see if y'all can see this. Beautiful foliage just right there. It uprooted, unfortunately. That's a problem. You plant them too deep and nothing will come up. You don't plant them deep enough, and then they'll uproot. There's a beautiful mammoth right there. I believe y'all can see that. I hope you can. I can't see the phone without bumping into a bunch of bees. Ready for harvesting the Spanish sunflowers. Beautiful, beautiful. When they're not wet, they have a beautiful neon red color, like this. Oh, it was protected. A beautiful, let me see if y'all can see that. A beautiful Christmas-like color. Oh, there we go. Beautiful, just Christmas-like color. They actually look like Christmas too. What's weird is their leaves look like this. They smell like tomatoes. They have a very, let me see if I can see it. See, you can see a very velvety stem. It's very, very furry and soft and fuzzy. It feels like velvet. Of course, the sunflower fell. Look at, let me see if you can see this. All the pollinators. Let me see. Oh, all the pollinators on that. I hope y'all can see this. I don't know if you can. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that one and 3 on this one. I believe those are carpenter bees. I really don't know. I probably should study pollinators. The zinnias, of course. I know last year I was forced to move really quick, and I unfortunately was not able to harvest a lot of seeds that were in the garden that were this method of planting, which is obviously, as you can see, the most effective and efficient, and you just get so much bang for your buck. You know, it's the, you get an inch, well, I'm going to take a mile, or at least plant enough flowers to fill that mile. And it's just, there's a beautiful harmony here with all of it. Beautiful. Now, I didn't make a lot of videos because I was just honestly enjoying it, just enjoying the moment, and I really am just kind of done with a lot of social media things. You see, it's that section of the garden. It's, of course, it's almost done. It's on its way out. That's about, I think, about 15 to 20 feet out from the fence line. And I know with a lot of methods I experimented with last year, they were really bad failures, really bad failures. I wasn't able to harvest a lot of seeds at all, and I took a giant hit to what I could have collected. And then furthermore, with the living situation having to be out, I was only able to enjoy the first bloom of the most bountiful garden. And I unfortunately, I said, you know, this truly is for Mother Nature and the earth, and there's nothing I can do in this situation. That's why you always harvest more than what you need sometimes, of course, in a method that's not detrimental to the pollinators. And I lost a lot of varieties of flowers. Oh, look, are they fighting? I hope not. There's enough to go around, buddy. Don't fight. This is a garden, not a bar. And I didn't get a lot of these harvested, which is why you don't see a lot of them. Beautiful, beautiful Merlot wine-colored center with pale yellow outer ring. Beautiful zinnias. A lot of those got left behind too. Luckily, I was able to, a lot of people in the suburbs clipped and gave them to me. I was really happy about that. It made up for a lot of things I lost. A lot of zinnia seeds. They really love those too. They're getting ready to harvest once these all turn. Well, I harvest them once they all turn kind of brown like that. It's been really nice. You got just beautiful coloring. Like I said, I've enjoyed about 4 months of, hang on, I got a stick in my way. 4 months of harvesting, or of sunflower blooms. Just extraordinary. I'm so blessed that I was able to harvest as many Mexican sunflower seeds as I could, because they are just so expensive, so expensive. And, you know, this was once all in full bloom. It's now on its way out. Stagger planting them is wonderful because it's not so overwhelming. There's no way anybody could do this in such a, you just can't do it. Let me see real quick. As you can see, that's how big the garden is down there. A lot of work just goes into this, and it's really just beautiful. There's not really much to see down there because it's just all, it's done. These will all get broken down and raked into piles and possibly grounded up, or, you know, I'm going to leave them to decay for a little bit, and then I'm going to clean the soil and prepare it for next year's garden, which will be bigger. This area right here will all be sunflowers, from about 20 feet where it is now all the way to here, which will be a total of probably about 50 feet, all the way down to here. And then I'm going to contour this. Let me see if you can see it. I'm going to contour this more than to where it slightly angles. So everything's just going to come out about 10 to 20 feet. Beautiful, beautiful garden. Just so much peace. It's been a really, really nice year. The soil here was perfect, and I noticed that when I first started tilling. And the only way to really do this method is to till, wait a few weeks, and then till again, so that the weeds do not get the upper hand, and it's just strictly sunflower blooms. This is a beautiful sunflower. Of course, it was one of the ones that I really wish I would have harvested more of. Of course, these are all cross-pollinated, so there's nothing to say that this flower will look like this. The seed from this flower will look like this when it's done. But you can just see how pretty it is. It's just otherworldly. And this Mexican sunflower is just starting to bloom and blossom, and it'll go off like a firework. And I will have the Mexican sunflowers last so long. I'll probably have them until November. I will at least have a couple dozen blooms until November. And they take the longest to get to blooming, and then, and they just last, and they just go and go. They're really awesome, and they help so much. Let's see if you can see this. I'm gonna walk around. There we go. It's just, one day I hope to have a sunflower farm, and I just hope to see miles of colored sunflowers, not just yellow. Like I said, if my living situation would have panned out differently, I would have had time to harvest more colored sunflowers. But I'm just so grateful. It's not about what I want sometimes. Well, it's not what I want. It's about the desire to help the pollinators that are so under threat. I think now, looking at it now, everything fell apart and led me here because it had to. The pollinators need so much more work in the inner communities and metropolitan areas with the development and just the destruction and eradication of their homes. And I'm so glad that this can be a really good sanctuary for them. This is the other garden. This was knocked down last night. Everything's laying because there's still pollen. There's still pollen that can be harvested from them, and they're not dead yet. That's the good thing about sunflowers. They can fall down and literally look like they do when they're standing up. As long as there's still a connected stem, they're good. And if there's not, you can bunch them together and you might have a chance of them not passing away. And I'll make them sound like people. This is a beautiful wilderness area. Beautiful. I call it my little lake, but it's just really like just a little marsh creek. And it's so nice that you can have ecosystems, an ecosystem like this. Just so nice. You can have the wetland kind of ecosystem, and then you can have the dry land. So you're getting the best of both worlds. This image is biodiversity right here, and I just want to show you. Biodiversity. No pesticides, no herbicides. Just amazing. These things are kind of weird though, I will say that. I touched one, and they feel like velvet. I don't know what the... I never touched one until I was about 35 years old, so. You got beautiful trumpet vine. Grows wild. The mint is, here's the mint. The mint is all here, and I'm not touching it because it's so strong it'll make my nose sting and I'll get stingy. It'll just be uncomfortable. Then you've got beautiful, I don't want to step on it either. I don't want to smell like mint. You got beautiful ironweed getting ready to bloom. You got the beautiful oxeye wild sunflowers, from what I believe they're called, getting ready to bloom. And yeah, I'm so blessed to have family members that really believe in this journey. You know, something as simple as planting sunflowers is so difficult now, just the way everything is. And, you know, it's just beautiful. And this is the natural, let me see if I can show you. It's a natural bouquet sunflower. There was sunflowers halfway up this pole before the storm, and the sunflowers here did really well. I did nothing different. It was just the luck of the soil. Even like this little baby. So beautiful. So beautiful. You can almost see them just working in there. Just work. I don't want to disturb them too much. That's why I don't like touching the sunflowers. Oh, he just buzzed by too. Here's beautiful, beautiful bouquet. And it's so amazing with branching sunflowers. You get all kinds of blooms for one stem, not just one and done like the typical Russian mammoth that everybody knows. It's just so, it's so magical. Of course, all the blooms are kind of tarnished from the rain, but oh, here's a good one. Now these are ready to harvest. You can look right in there. Oh, don't want to disturb you, buddy. There's so much harvesting that has to come out of the fallen sunflowers. I didn't even think I had any of these left. Wow. Hang on, let me show you. Wow. I didn't know I had any of those left. So pretty. Little cosmos. It's just really peaceful. I think with the future goal of the sunflower farm, it's gone through so much hell, as I have, and it's amazing just to hold on to it as much as I can. You know, I've had pails of sunflower seeds next to my bed. You know, you truly sleep with your passion. You know, your dreams don't stop. They don't only happen when you sleep. That's one thing. That's my quote of this year. Dreams don't only happen when you sleep. And it's been a really nice, just colorful expression, and you can't ask for more. Like last year I felt so forlorn, I felt so hopeless, and I said, no, I'm going to do something better. I'm going to do it better. I'm going to do it better, and I'm going to do this new method that I used on the last garden that I didn't get to enjoy seeing the peak of. But when I did return, it was for a second to pick up one thing I forgot. It was so nice to see just how alive everything was and how it went on without me, and it's just amazing. Everything, of course, is experimental and personal anecdotes, and trial and error and luck and hard work and feast and famine. There's no guarantee to any of it. There's none. I think in the future, with the future sunflower farm, with the way things cost, I at least want 2 acres to grow the sunflowers. And one way that really helps you be grateful is to not look at the land like you own it. It's belongs to the indigenous people, and I grow these sunflowers in memory of them. And you can feel their spirit around them. And I'm not one of those hippies, or maybe I am. I'm not concerned. I know that there's a life here and a spiritual expression that is just so otherworldly. And we all are just so blessed. Not me. We all are just so blessed. I get nervous when I make these videos. That's why I don't make them. We all are just so blessed that just to be a part of this communication, just the color, the energy, the just magnetic fields, I call it. I don't even know what the words are I'm trying to say, but it's just otherworldly. It's otherworldly, and I just want to know that I did something great with my life. I didn't waste it on social media or being upset by people's dumb comments that don't even matter to me, that I don't even know. And, you know, I think social media has turned into a joke anyway. You post a picture that somebody gets jealous of and they remove you from a page, but you can remove me from everything you want. You can't remove the sunflowers. You can't remove the fact that I was here helping the bees and doing what every environmentalist claims they want to do, but ends up just getting lost in the conflicts of the world. Turn off everything, take all that negative energy, turn it off, or turn it into something beautiful and really help. Facebook post, even this video, ain't gonna do a damn thing for the pollinators. These flowers are the pollen, not people's opinions, not people's manufactured situations or problems or solutions. These sunflowers. Well, thank you for watching this video. Sorry to be lengthy. I'm not good at these videos, no lie. I had to do this just I want to document it. We'll do one last stroll and then we're done, and then I'll be quiet. Thank you for watching. Next year is going to be wonderful.